imagine, right? Like one day we are already planning to record, and then like suddenly like I stood up and then I'm going to go and get milk, and then just never return. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Refresh Step, where you recover yourself for the main step. I'm your host for today, tomorrow, and the foreseeable future, Theodore Lu. And I'm with a test battler in the UK and admin of Wellsper's English Wiki, Ayumu Seiki.
Hello.
Yeah, my blood is rushing. Yes, I had too much sugar earlier, but yeah, it is what it is. I had like one whole tub of rice. It was nice.
Man, I realize I can't have too much rice now. Like I literally like I don't really nap a lot. Like I think recently, like because I have family visiting over, I ate a lot more. And literally just today, I napped for like 2.5 hours.
Oh god!
Before we started this, I woke up at 1 as well. I woke up at 1 and then went back to sleep at 5.
Damn. Not that I can relate though. I feel like that's just my everyday, isn't it? But for me, it's more usually the factor is just weather. Like if it's like around 17, 19 degrees, like it's I don't know why. And then if it's like windy, it's just make it really comfortable to sleep in. So it's like I woke up at 10 sometimes. Then like I open my phone, like check if there's anything important that I have to reply right away. And then usually there's nothing because it's just mostly it's just rejection emails. That's my life. So I just put down my phone again, being totally mentally naked, and then I just went back to sleep, and then like suddenly it's just 3 p.m. Damn. That was fast. I speed run things, but like not in the correct way. Yeah. It's been deceptively like cold lately that I think I've been letting my guard down a little, and then yesterday I had a nosebleed thing because I didn't drink enough.
Oh god.
So sometimes I forget that this is Indian still summer, and then like just sometimes the warm weather can still creep up and make your body a little bit too warm, and things just start to go wrong. But on a more positive note, my kitchen is like 40% done right now. Thank goodness I can finally prepare food like a normal person again. That's a happy thing for once. The not as happy things is because I didn't realize that because again like in Southeast Asia usually kitchens are not built into the house, it's built with the house. So usually the whatever like the plumbing and the kitchen itself is already accounted for when the building is being built. So like by the time you move into any building, like the kitchen is already there. So I wasn't like, and then like I found out that you didn't do that. You don't do that generally in Germany. You just get one. You just get one room that has the plumbing, but then you kind of like install your own kitchen. Like your kitchen is also usually supposed to be kind of you can take it apart and then like bring it to your next apartment basically. Yeah. So then and then finally we bought a new kitchen because like the old one, I'm not really sure what's the problem with the old one, but we got rid of the old one, and then my landlord bought us a new one, and then I just didn't hit me until now because everything needs to be customizable. So if you want your burner to be like embedded into the countertop, then you have to cut it yourself. You have to cut into the countertop yourself. Like that one is still like understandable, right? Like like not everyone wants to have their their burner bake into their countertop anyway, right? Like if there's any error, then it's going to be like more headache, and so that, but it's also like more visually pleasing, so that's kind of like a choice, I guess. But like what it didn't hit me is that, yeah, the kitchen did not include a sink. You have to buy the sink separately and cut them yourself. And so basically, the problem arises because now I got my water from my sink, and then now the sink is like 3 to 5 centimeters away from the countertop. It's like, damn, how do I get water now? So I was like, okay, like what do I have in my house that can help me to get through this predicament? Because now I can't get water from my tap. I'm just not comfortable enough to get like water from my bathroom for some reason. It just didn't feel right, and also, you know, like sometimes like it looks like the same, but sometimes you don't know like what happens in the plumbing in between your kitchen and the...
don't mess with them.
Yeah.
I had discussed it before.
Yeah. Yeah, and then so basically now I just so now I have to get water from my tap, but like now my tap is basically locked. It's like, how do I do this? So I just got my measuring cup, and then like I try to fill it until like, and it is very slanted. It's almost like flat to the top, the countertop. So it can't really hold that much liquid inside. Like at most, I think I can transport like 200 milliliter at once. It's like, oh my goodness. I wanted to make coffee, and like I needed like 2 trips to just fill my kettle to like to the minimum. And then now I don't know how I'm going to fill like my 1.5 liter bottle of water, because if you don't know, I wait a lot. So like I need like maybe like 3 liters of water daily. Yeah, I mean like I can still use the measuring cup strategy, I guess. It's just going to take a little bit longer. I'm just whining, even though I have access to clean water still. But yeah, so that's my life life update that you didn't ask for. So how is your training arc, Ayumu?
My training arc.
Yeah, for the Wash Wars tournament.
Oh, I'm washed.
Mm.
Actually, have I talked about the results after my 3-on-3?
I don't
can't
think
remember.
so.
Yeah, I didn't, because I mean this is a Battle Spirits focused podcast.
Yeah.
So my team went 1-4.
Okay.
I went 2-3. So one of the rounds we got double loss because, oh my god, I literally like our opponent was so slow. Like we got to a point where basically time was called on the lethal damage. And then it was even worse. It's like my teammate just went, okay, now burn 3 5 times, and he just went, what, burn 1 5 times? I was like, because it's like, oh my god. And then and so after timeout, the opposing team was like, we knew we were losing, so it's fine, we conceded. But then there was a judge standing behind us, and then he was like, no, time is called. Like, bruh. Okay then.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I think like I've talked about this before, but like sometimes like I find like my view of judges was like they are like really scary people because of like the Vanguard judges. Don't know why. Like Vanguard judges in Malaysia, especially, like they are like very fierce. They are very strict with the rules, so like don't know why. And then, well, I mean, like being strict with the rules is fine. That is not a problem. But like the way they enforce it is like, oh my goodness. If you see like someone transform into an Asian parent, even though
No.
they are still, well, maybe they have girlfriends, but like still they are like not married yet, but like they just turn into their Asian parents, and then like you just get a free preview of how they will treat their children in the future.
Lol.
God damn. I think I already told you the story, right? Like where the guy was like giving a warning, and then like he wasn't like the players are not listening, and then he just grabbed their lanyard by hand, and then like basically just pull out his marker, and then like just make a huge X as a mark, and that they got a warning on their lanyard. Yeah, that was a fairly mild traumatic experience. You can call it that. I was like, oh, I did not expect this. And then he was like very angry. He was like still very angry after that. Like we were us further away as they allow us to watch the match from. But like he was like, what are you guys looking at? This is not a show. Go fucking go to the restroom or something. Damn. That was wild. And that's why like when I got appointed as the judge, I thought I have to go that route, and then like during the briefing, like multiple times they just told us like, yeah, if you are here to help them. Don't be mean to the players unless don't be mean to the players. If they actually like do something that is bad, just call the police. Like you should then escalate the situation. If the situation is like beyond your control, like if it's actually a criminal activity, then you leave it to like the actual authority. Like you are not here to judge you are not here to criminally judge the people. You are here to help the game like run correctly. What a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's even more things to kind of reminisce on, I guess. Thanks to BSS.
No.
Yeah. I guess like I mean like we didn't really talk about it when they during the last Pandai Next Plan presentation. Like I guess realistically speaking, it's not going to when they say that we are going to have another title. Like realistically speaking, like we don't we know that it's not going to be BSS, but like there's always that one nagging feeling like what if, but what if? Yeah, I mean like like one of your friends like say that it's definitely going to be Naruto, isn't it? Like personally, like I thought that they're going to be like not BSS, but like I actually like didn't really think that it's going to be Naruto, but more because like we do have a Naruto based card game already, like in Europe. But yeah, I guess like after that we do have like lots of discussion about it, and I guess there's way the license works, and then I guess like Bandai, like in the West, mainly operate in the US anyway. Although like with the success of Gundam DCG, I can see that they are going to enter the EU like pretty quickly. Yeah, although like the team from Naruto Mythos DCG, which is the other game that is already in the market right now, they do say that this is a challenge for us to kind of like do better, isn't it? Because they are a new team, as I understood, so they are not an established company. So that's going to be a challenge, as what like we know from other card games like Grand Archive, for example. Because then you don't have the TCG is kind of like like if you go into the development side of things, like it's this kind of rigged, because like unless you have an existing facility to like print the card games, like that's like a very uphill battle. I think like Grand Archive is like doing, relatively speaking, compared to like most of like the new card games, they are like doing the best, and I can vividly still remember that one of the thing that the CEO like kind of brought up, like when he was like presenting like, yeah, what are we expecting for Grand Archive in the next year? And then like, yeah, and then one of his point is that, yeah, we just bought a new printer. And I was like, didn't really hit me why is that so significant until I remember why PSS ended. It's because they don't have enough printer to physically print the cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, the Naruto Mythos TCG, it's going to be even more uphill battle because now the only thing that is like unique, quote unquote, for their game, which is the IP. Like Bandai also has access to that, and Bandai, yeah, as you know, like has more money, and then now you don't really, of course, like they technically speaking they might have more marketing money, but more importantly, if the store already sells One Piece or Gundam, then they can just easily like, yeah, just tell them, yeah, just put the poster for Naruto TCG, and then they don't really have to spend that much, technically. But like they already get access to like all the stores that already sells their products. With the Naruto Mythos, I guess they have to kind of like promote it not just to the player but also to the stores that try to convince them to get the stock in, which is going to be also again really hard because like even I say that the Grand Archives like relatively speaking like the most successful out of like the indie, well the new company in like the 20s, because I guess like if you wanted to bring it back in the 10s, like Vanguard, like Bushiroad as a company is like kind of like why we kind of like it, like Bushiroad, like the Bushiroad game is kind of like because at that time Bushiroad is the underdog, right? They don't have Konami money, they don't have Bandai money, they don't have Wizard or the Hasbro money, and they are like championing this game called Cardboard Vanguard. Like, what is this? What is this beta Yu-Gi-Oh looking thing? Like even doing here? But like I tried the game and then like, huh, this is kind of fun, and I started winning, and then like, hey, this might not be that bad. and then it actually like consumed my life for the next 5 years or some shit. But no, I quit Vanguard at 2019. Damn. And even then, like sometimes I just relapse. It feels like sometimes I look at Vanguard card and I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. I know this card is going to be janky as hell, but still, just the concept sounds interesting. Yeah. And that's I don't know. I guess we can wish the best for the Naruto Mythos TCG, I guess.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. Just, I don't know if I really want the best for them or I just want to see Bandai fail.
Oh my god, don't say that. Jesus Christ.
No. I'm just kidding. I would like, again, like, we want Battle Spirits to succeed. We don't want One Piece or Gundam or Naruto to fail. Like, that is why, like, yeah, I mean, like, usually, like, the uphill battle is, like, one of, like, the thing that I kind of, like, wanted to always do that people, like, kind of, like, disagree with me. Is, like, I wanted to somehow make my videos, although, like, this is my vision, but, like, the implementation is usually that falls short of that because that is a very utopic thing to do. But like which is like I kind of wanted to make it at one point. I kind of wanted to make stuff so that it is understandable for people who don't play any games, any trading card games. It's going to be hard because like, yeah, most trading card game content that is out there is kind of like specialized content. Like if you watch something Magic, then it's going to be for people who at least like touch magic at some point of in their life. Yu-Gi-Oh is the same. So like yeah, you don't need to know like how, for example, like Sky Striker have run their whole combo, but at least like how drawing works in Yu-Gi-Oh, how link summoning works, how pendulum summoning works, and then like I guess like even if you just know like how fusion summon works, like it is not as straightforward, but you can kind of like explain like all the other summoning methods by comparing them to fusion. Because in the end, like synchro is just fusion, but instead of using a separate spell card, you use this monster called tuner, and then both of the monsters need to have like their total level like equal to the level of the synchro monster. For exit, you basically do the same thing, but instead of like sending the cards to the instead of like having the total level be specific card, you can use any card. You don't have to use a tuner, but they have to generally be on the same level. And then instead of like sending them to the graveyard, you stack them on top of each other, and then they become kind of like a resource that the card itself can use. If you play Battle Spirits, that's basically it. Yeah, and then Link is basically just the same, and then we all hate. It is like actually like the simplest because they usually just ask for like to effect monsters, and then you just send them from your field to the graveyard, and then you summon the Link monsters. Only like what like the Link summoning itself is not complicated. The what Link monster do is the part where it kind of gets iffy. Because like because like lots of stuff becomes like really unclear real fast. For once, like they added this thing called like the extra monster zone. So like normally speaking, like you summon fusion monster, synchro monster, they all go to the normal monster zone. But like when they introduced Link, they wanted to sell Link really badly, so they added this thing called extra monster zone. So if you summon anything from the extra deck, normally speaking, it has to be an extra monster zone. So you can only like summon one fusion monster at a time, which is not ideal because like lots of the older decks, what you want to do is you spam like 3 synchro monster on your field, 3 fusion monster on your field, and so on and so on. So how do you circumvent that? Like if you wanted to do like multiple fusion summon, like what do you do? So Link monsters have this thing called the Link markers. And then they have these arrows that goes 9 ways. And basically like all zones that are being targeted by these arrows, including your opponent's field, by the way. Like you can actually like Link summon something and then like allow your opponent to have like an extra monster zone. Like any zones. Yeah, so any monster zone that is pointed by these Link arrows, Link markers, they are treated as an extra monster zone, so you can like summon extra deck monsters to them, to that zone. So then the concept is basically you Link summon a lot, and then you make as much of your field into extra monster zone, so you can summon all your boss cards from there. But of course, as a limitation, these Link markers can also point to your opponent's field, so your opponent can use that zone as well.
Okay.
Yeah. During their turn, normally. So, this is Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah. So which is why I think that's always kind of like what I wanted to achieve, but of course that is very hard. So like most of the time in the end, I just focus on like what makes sense as a people who play Battle Spirits basically. Or have an interest in Battle Spirits at least. So like kind of like in the end just doing what the other games are doing for now. Otherwise, it's going to be hard unless you are Pokemon and you can just you can just make number go up, and that is like the most basic thing that you can do, I guess. But like, not all people are really like I don't know, like with the number go up content, like it kind of like it kind of depends on who you watch first, isn't it? Like sometimes people like kind of like do it quote unquote better than the others, but like it's also kind of like, yeah, this is not I'm not really watching this to see like the Pokemon card or to see the like rare card that they get. It's just, yeah, I just saw this one dude spending like $2,000 and then like, yeah, maybe he will get something. Yeah, so, you know, the pocket monster kind of thing. So, although I don't know, sometimes it can also be somewhat of a addiction in a way. So watching just the number goes up, and sometimes I will just watch the Pokemon channels like doing like crazy unboxing, like 1 million yen in repack boosters. But it's essentially a repack booster. And I was like, yeah, I know, like I have watched this guy like 100 times by now, so like I already know like how he will react to stuff, and most of the time he will fail, or like he will make like maybe 10%. And also like most of them are like, yeah, theoretically like if he can sell everything, and then like the most realistic thing is because it's in Japan, then he can sell it back to the store. Just going to, which everything was probably going to go down 40% at best. So yeah, there's that. So like, but like I remember like reading one of the comments, and it's like, yeah, this guy's so into gambling that when he get a hit, it's like, whoa, I get a hit, and then like 1 second flip, and then like he's just like, yeah, back to gambling.
Oh
my
It's
god.
like, I feel like when it comes to unboxing videos, like there are only two reasons why you want to watch that. I would say, personally for me, anyways, like one of them is obviously like to look at like the ratios of some cards, like the pull rates, basically. But also like it's more like when I was like a child, you know, and then when you couldn't really open packs that many times, you just like get the satisfaction of like, you know, watching other people doing it, kind of thing. That's why I used to watch unboxing videos when I was small.
But yeah, I guess that's also why like now it's kind of hard to, especially because yeah, for us, it's kind of hard to get like the products on time. And that's why like if you ask, so there's a little bit of a behind the scene thing, but like why we do like the unboxing, like if we release unboxing video, like it's going to be like 3 weeks late or 4 weeks late, because one, it took that long for the product to reach us. That is one. Second is yeah, it's long, isn't it? And like comparably speaking, we do have our other editor, Tora. Compared to Tora, like my editing is shit, but like I feel like the part where I kinda like is way shitter is like my workflow is not as good, so like I feel like I spend like lots of time like doing one thing. Maybe if I one day just unlock my brain and somehow I can process to cut everything in like 200% speed, maybe. Because like I still remember, like, you know, the editor for Trash Days. So he edited stuff at 400% speed, and I was like, how did you even understand anything at that point? Because like I tried that at one point, but I don't know, like I guess like because I kind of want my brain is kind of like, okay, so if I wanted to cut something, I'll just watch it at 1 time speed and then just cut it at that point and then just proceed with the next. But I guess like if you're like editing like hundreds of videos a day, well, maybe not hundreds, but like, you know, like if you, like for example, like the Trash Test editor, he works in like 10 different channels if I'm not wrong.
Damn.
Yeah. So like, granted, most of them like belongs to the same person. So like, I think like he for Connor alone, like he added like 3 to 4 channels from him. So like in total, he edited for like Trash Taste plus 5 to 6 other people. and then like most of them like have multiple channels. Like of course he's not doing it all by himself, but I guess like if you are at that level, then you can kind of like make a pipeline in which like so now there's like this one director that that looks at everything at like higher speed, and then he just marks the timestamp and then give that to the guy who like actually do the thing, and then they just follow like the cut according to what the director did. What the director's notes basically. So I guess they can do that. So just then basically you already know that you don't need to keep anything. You just like maybe you just need to like adjust for a little bit, but like you basically just go through the list. Personally, I think like at one video it doesn't really do that much differently, and also like I have to do everything by myself anyway. Like by the time I am done with like the first pass, like I'm already bored. So like once like nothing is I don't know. It's just personally because like I feel like I needed instant gratification to some point. So I just wanted to see the timeline getting shorter. But like if I do that and I have a note, but like the timeline is not getting shorter, which is that is the what I think is like the point of like cutting. Like the goal that I set for myself when I'm cutting. Well, it doesn't have to be shorter because like not every video has to be short, right? Sometimes some videos can benefit from being a little bit longer. Context matters in the end. But yeah, I guess like when I wanted to cut everything like way shorter because like I kind of want, and also like sometimes I don't know how much I have to read ahead, but I guess maybe I have to try from next time. Maybe it can make things faster. I don't know, because then you just do one pass for maybe 1 hour, then just do the thing, just blind cutting everything and then adjusting as we go. Maybe something that we can try. Yeah. I started, I guess like with everything that we do here, we just talk about it first, and then now we realize that it might make sense. Just like how we build our decks. Like, this sounds stupid, but wait.
This is how we save time. We do our channel meeting by labeling it as a podcast.
Exactly. And then next up we are going to do like we are going to the next level, like one day. Yeah. You know, like because sometimes I do find that with the Japanese YouTubers, they call it the radio, right? But like radio is kind of like an analog word, like, well, it basically like the word radio when it is used in the context of videos, like it basically like have the same meaning as podcast, right? But like they will,
true. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And then sometimes they will just do it as a live stream, and then like it's basically like the same length as a podcast. So I guess that kind of works. And you do get like an added bonus of like if the community is like active enough, then you will get like the live feedback as well, I guess. I think like most of the people who listen to us like fully are on the audio platforms. So get those emails running, I guess. So we know that you guys are actually listening. Because like, let's see if we get any other promotional email for an SEO website. Oh no, it's just it's just email from Google, because like the other day, like I don't know why, but they lock me out of most of my Google accounts, and then I have to re-log to everything, and then they just say that, hey, someone made a new login.
Oh my god.
So that is done, I guess. So that's like last time we get anything, like it's just some random company like offering us SEO, of course, because they just targeted every single YouTube channel out there, I guess. Ooh, what is this? uh, oh my goodness. There are I found like I was like, huh, what do we have in our spam anyway? And then yeah, some people are basically submitting music or some shit. Well,
wait, what?
yeah, I don't know. It's I don't understand. I just scan it. They're basically like sharing their music. Of course, we don't know what is their goal here. Maybe so that we use them.
Their music. What? Oh, I haven't got emails like that before. I guess you operated long enough that she gets some attention from some people. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, but then again, this is our business email.
Fair enough. Yeah.
To be fair, the business email and for Refresh Step and the time gaming is different. That's okay. Yep, I don't think this is also a legit thing. So let's skip that.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, no, I mean like for fun I open like the time gaming email and then like, huh, this sounds really fishy.
Sus.
Sus.
Meow.
Meow.
Dum, dum, dum.
What the hell? That's basically like the brief live update and also the little bit of behind the scenes of how we make our unboxing videos, kind of. The secret is out now. The magic is now gone.
Meh.
But I like also like, yeah, that is like with other videos it's kind of like easy to kind of like get the narrative going, because you, to some extent, it is, well, for the actual explanation video, of course, it's scripted, but like for even for the fight videos, like sometimes you can still kind of like work with your partner to kind of like get the direction that you want. Also, of course, like the result itself is not scripted, but like at least how you react to things.
Mm-hmm.
That is why sometimes like it is kind of hard to play with Amamiya, because like, yeah, we are really good friends, but it's kind of hard to play with the dynamic, because sometimes I kind of wanted to play like the more colorful character, but like because he is a good player, so sometimes I just I needed to concentrate, and I just went silent. Damn, I am my own worst enemy. I said that, yeah, I can't. It's going to be hard if your partner cannot act with you, but I'm the one who cannot act at that at that moment. Damn.
I mean, to be fair, you're not exactly a talkative person
Oh yeah.
either.
Oh yeah. If it's not for a video,
I mean, you would ramble, but like,
yeah,
when it comes to like
actually playing.
how to say it, it's like making conversations.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's usually I needed well, how do I put this? I need a trigger.
Meh.
If you triggered me, then yeah, I'll just go on and on and on and on until someone stop me. But yeah, I mean, I can see that. Like, generally speaking, if I am playing Battle Spirits, like, I don't really like, if people try to talk to me, like, I will try to politely like dodge getting into like further conversation. Like, let's finish this first, and then like we can have a nice conversation afterwards. Like, while I'm playing, I was like, nah, I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on my mood, isn't it? Kind of like, yeah, sometimes I just wanted. I'm already like in high adrenaline, so like I don't want this to go away. Because this is, I guess it's also like you feel like if you relax too much, then you are going to mess up, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like while you have like the adrenaline up, especially in tournaments, like, yeah, I don't want to lose this kind of like sense of urgency to kind of do good, do well, and then I fuck up anyway, and then like I felt like I just acted as like a dick for nothing. Well, to be fair, it's not like I try to shut down every single conversation anyway, but like, yeah, you know, self-deprecation is a slippery slope. So before we get into even deeper into that, let's get deeper into the meta instead. Yeah. Ooh, chaos is getting smaller and smaller. Yeah, I guess now we are also in the period for the store qualifier for the championship for Eternal. I guess I can see why like we do have like lots of like the more mainstay deck on the top. Because yeah, you want to win, and then you still have to. You basically at this stage, like you basically get if you want the historical qualifier, then you go into the national qualifier later. Before you go to the it's a regional qualifier, which have a different meaning in Japan and outside of Japan. Because outside of Japan, regional qualifier is basically where you live. So basically, Indonesian regional qualifier is basically the national qualifier. But for Japan, it's basically which prefecture are you playing in basically. If you are in the Tokyo region, then you have to go to the Tokyo regional first, and then you go to the Japan final, and then you go to the Asia final. But if you are in like for example in Indonesia, where the distribution is way lower than Japan, then you basically get the regional qualifier right away, and then you go to the Asia final after, and then you go to the national final that is at the end of the close to the end of the season, and then you go to the the Asia final. So yeah, I mean like size wise, like the regional final is as large as the national, because it's basically like you can join from any part of Indonesia, but like this is this is an open qualifier. That's like kind of the point. Yeah, one day we are going to have at least like, because like Java has like 2 big region, right? But like we are always trying to get it up in the east, but yeah, it's a little bit harder. In the end, yeah, I guess like unironically, like most of the money is still in Jakarta, so always like if you play any card games, like it's always the easiest if you wanted to, like, I wouldn't say make a career out of playing the game, but like more into like if you wanted to experience more out of the game, like living in Jakarta is still the most ideal, because then you do get a lot of more events. I think like now at this point you can just like at one point you can just this week you kind of have, like last week I think like one of my friends, he wanted to go back to Vanguard, but like it happened at the same time with the Dual Master Championship. Like it's already at the point where you kind of have to make a choice on which like games you kind of wanted to play with. But like even if you want to go white, you can kind of like, okay, so like this week I'm going to go to the Vanguard regional qualifier. Next week I can go to the Bravebound pre-release, and so on and so on. Like you can have like you will always have like a period where it's going to be like the large TCG event like back to back every weekend, which is nuts. I guess like if you go to outside of Jakarta, like if you play something as big as Pokemon, then you can still expect something like that. But anything smaller than Pokemon, then you can't really hope too much on it. Because like relatively speaking, like Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG in Indonesia is still quite big enough. Because like it is part of our childhood, so I guess that's kind of like makes sense. But like I think like even if you play Magic, maybe casually you can still find people to play with. But like if you wanted to play like the competitive Magic, then you kind of have to go to Jakarta.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So kind of same with Battle Spirits, I guess. Also because in Jakarta you kind of have to live in Jakarta. That's also kind of like the bad part. Like most of the economy is still like too focused in Jakarta, but I guess like with other cities you can kind of like live outside of Surabaya, for example, and maybe like working outside of Surabaya as well, and then still work in a pipeline that goes to Surabaya and get Surabaya salary to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
But like in Jakarta, it's kind of harder because like Jakarta is of course like most of the thing is like just financial stuff. So like yeah, you kind of have to be there. That's kind of the point. Yeah. So yeah, Mitra is finally making a comeback. Of course, Indra is fading away and away, but I still believe in him. It's still the code for me, okay.
I mean, aggro decks like in general, like if people insist, like they will come back. It's just like it's not stable, so it's like people don't like to play with aggro decks in general. I suppose like they may come to a point where like aggro decks are like actually more consistent or like easier to use. Then yeah, like look at Armor Fishing Standard.
Oh yeah, because that's where we are going next. Wow, what a big cake! Although like to be fair, like just like the eternal meta, like the standard meta, is still comparably speaking, especially if you compare it to Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, it's still in a very healthy place. Like you have like a little bit of everything. Of course, like just like the past few weeks, the only catches that we do get like less data for standard. Like now we for the results we do get like 3 times as much result in eternal as we do in standard. But also like I like one of the sentiment that I heard is like, yeah, I mean like most people who play standard like now they play kind of like casually, so like they do play standard at their homes, but they don't really go to tournaments, unfortunately.
Yeah, to be fair, the guy making the chart did say like he does have the problem of like actually finding actually good results, especially since like a lot of results they don't share that list. It's just the cards. So then you also have the problem is actually legit or not kind of thing.
True. It's like sometimes you do get like people who post like their, well, I mean like it's kind of unfortunate, but then maybe they live in slightly like out of Tokyo, and then their store will only have like 3 people joining or 2 people joining, which is a little bit unfortunate. But I guess like again,
yeah, because like these results also count only 6 people more. Yeah.
I see. And then, but like again, but also like I think like they do say that if it is not available and it is assumed that it's 6 or, I mean like if the data is not available and it's assumed that it's 6 or more.
Yeah. Yeah, if they didn't announce the number of people, then yeah, they will assume 6 or more, yeah.
Yeah, which is unfortunately for our data collecting, it's going to skew things a little bit.
I mean, we're fortunate enough to have someone to do the data collecting all the time.
Yeah. So at least we do get some picture on what people are playing, and yeah. Indian people.
I think like the look makes sense. Like I've seen like I've witnessed how good it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised like Hescraft is kind of on there. I just don't think it's exactly the best deck to play with.
Yeah, it is just it is just like a deck. The deck, like I think like some of the people who actually commented on the whole meta on the new decks, the new decks. I like how the new decks are doing in the meta. It's basically like Lu comments is kind of like it's kind of like still a late game deck. Like if they can't reach the late game, then they are still going to struggle. But like once they reach like the mid game, then it's going to be really hard to kill them. With the Hexcraft, it's more into like, the deck has a very high firepower, so it's kind of like you don't, it kind of ties easily to control cards, but also on the other hand, because of how plentiful they have like a lot of cost too. They are also like one of the fastest in yellow, especially to kind of like rebuild their field.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Of course, like comparatively speaking, yeah. I think like that's also a good thing that we also see Thunder Dragon still doing like making some mayhem. Get a pure Thunder Dragon. Yeah, I guess like some of like the new cards do kind of like especially like that guy who can give minus 4,000 on summon if you for each card that you when on summon, that kind of helps to kind of like one reducing opponent's PP faster, and also like now you do have you in general have like a ceiling of like 6,000 to destroy something instead of like the usual just 2,000. Now you do have like a wider turns where you can go 6,000 or 8,000 or lower, which does make it a little bit nicer. Because I mean, like when I was playing my half-baked Thunder Dragon, it feels like I can play if I draw Lookness, but I only have 2 Lookness. So if those 2 Lookness is gone by one thing or another, so like if I have to return them with nesting, for example, then it's just gone. Boy, I wish I have a 3rd Lookness, and now we have practically we can have like 6 Lookness, I guess, to some extent.
Yeah. True. Yeah, I've seen some people like mixing kind of Hexcraft with Thunder Dragon. I mean, that's what I did personally as well, to be fair. Yeah, so like it's definitely interesting. It's a little bit sad to see like 3 of the Kamen Rider decks just get shoved to the bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they're still on there. Like, for like a collapse set, it's like doing pretty well, not gonna lie. I feel like like the thing that like the fact that you have like all 4
still on there.
Yeah, the fact that you have all 4 decks are still on there. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, and which is also interesting because I just got the result for like the Commander Cup and my friend's local in Jakarta. And basically, the first and second place are Zs.
What?
Zs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was like, that's interesting.
I mean, I think Power Control will always do well to some extent.
True. Yeah, I mean, like it's always like kind of like when PS01 came out, it's also like we really can't figure out how like Purple Control is working. But then again, whenever we see like the tournament results, always like purple control, like Blood Rust control, Blood Rust control, Blood Rust control, and then we are just like, technically speaking, this shouldn't work, but it did, and they did well. Yeah, I just love that how like the new sets, like we just see the cards and like, ooh, this is very strong, and then like, what is the metric for it to be very strong? Kills fish. Because like we will see later in the Diva when we talk about like the new Diva cards, but like you can see that you don't have Rust Head, like the fish that exhausts like specific spirits, like it can get painful really fast. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of like and then of course like the Wind Fang is still there. I guess you can I mean like now they have like more ways to burn, like destroy opposing spirits, so I guess that can kind of help to, if they can survive until like the mid game, I guess that can help a lot to slow down, just like slowly everything, just summon the postcard that can just summon Rancis, the new eagle guy, and just like destroy one by one, and then you lift them as a blocker.
Yeah, true, yeah.
So yeah, you can't really play it too aggressively, but like at one point you can kind of like equalize them, and then because Winfang on its own like have more draw power than green, like at one point you can kind of like out resource them and then you start attacking. And some of the cards also like destroy some things when they attack, so like your attacking is actually like meaningful, kind of like reduce their attack in a way. And if you can protect like at least like 3 lives, then you do still have like lots of mileage from your Flame Hurricane as well, which is always nice.
Yeah, Flame Hurricane is probably one of the best removal in the game right now.
Yeah, and I heard like some people are saying that Flame Summoning actually also really helping right now, which actually like I say that and I kind of forgot like what Flame Summoning do.
Flame Summon. Oh,
So yeah, Flame Summoning. Target one of your red spirit. For each exhausted spirit you control, it give it plus 3000. Then during this turn, when it reduces to opposing life, target an opposing cost 4 or less nexus, destroy it. Which, yeah, I guess like people say that it's kind of like, yeah, I guess like because it's a soul magic, right? So like you basically just start attacking first, trigger all the when attacking effects, and then you use Flame Summoning. So in a way, it is a better way to destroy opposing nexus than break claw. Also, it does have a double function. So if you block, then you can. Yeah, I mean like it's at least plus 3000, isn't it? Because the spirit that is blocking itself are going to be exhausted. Yeah, and then it's each exhausted spirit you control. So if you have like at least one other spirit that's exhausted, then it gets plus 6000.
No, well, yeah, but like, pretty sure with this wording you have to activate it. Well, it only counts the spirits when you use it, not like it's not like changing.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still like. I mean, like I guess like the only.
I mean, it's still a lot of BP for standards. I was like, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, like yeah. Still, like if you like block with it and then you activate Flame Summoning, it's still at least plus 3000.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you already block with something else, then it's plus 6 now. With just one core. Which is crazy. Damn. Cool. I thought we are going to reach the point in the game where plus 6000 magic is actually scary again. Since Lightning Ballista. Yeah, I think like the most hype I had like watching like Shonen Toppa Bashin. It's like on the final episode where Bashin and the final boss traded Lightning Ballistas. Maybe also because visually, like, yeah, it's plus 5000 or plus 6000, so like it visually speaking, it's also like, ooh, this is significant enough to like dismiss real shit. And then Bashin just like, and then they just I played Lightning Ballista, so now my spirit is bigger than yours. Haha, but you see what the last card in my hand, it's also a Lightning Ballista. But you know what? You know how I can. Oh, that is really strong. But you know what's the last card in my hand? Lightning Ballista. Yo. Double Lightning Ballista. Let's go. Yeah, although like one of the part that is most jarring about Battle Spirits Toppa Bashin is that once they get to the later part of the season, like because they wanted to just like highlight the postcards, just skip the battle would start and then they will skip to turn like 35, and then the game basically did not progress at all. So both players' life is at 5, and then they will have like 1 spirit each, or like 2 at best. And then they will just start spamming like 3 postcards from that point. I think, yeah. I mean, like in the end, we can do that without going to 1035, but at what cost? Yeah, so yeah, which is again going to be very interesting when we get the anime in this fall. because the main character is going to play standard, but the other main character is going to play eternal. It's going to be interesting to see how they juggle between these two formats in the anime itself.
Yeah.
Because like as we know, it's going to be a full-length anime, but like full-length can mean anything. I mean, like even Gundam, which is a bigger franchise, recently they only get like one core, it's only like 12 episodes. So we can kind of like hope that they will get as much episodes as the other Battle Spirits anime, which is at least like 40 something. But like I guess like with the current way they produce anime, it's probably going to be like 12, and then they will see from there if the committee can justify another season kind of thing. But then again, so we just
but like I don't know. Like would they really be holding back and see like if it works or not kind of thing? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it feels like they set like a budget and we're gonna use up all this budget for like maybe like more episodes for higher quality or something like that, and then like kind of like that's it. Like I feel like the next season would be like already about another Battle Spirits universe kind of thing, rather than being like a sequel or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
I don't know.
Or maybe this is just a speculation, by the way. Maybe why they released the anime in Set 3 is basically because they got greenlit for 2 courses, which is going to run for like a total of 6 months, right? I think like I guess I mean like I drew a comparison to Gundam. Like I guess like with card game animes, they do have like their own unique challenge, in which they are basically just a glorified commercial for the game itself, right? It's like it has to run for as long as the anime itself is relevant to the game, to promoting the game, basically. Like if the current kind of like cycle, let's say, is like for a year, then that's why like the 52 episode format kind of makes sense, because then to show like 4 courses, then you need a total of 12 months, which matches the cycle of the releases of the game itself. So yeah, that's probably now maybe the experiment is now to see if they can go half of that first, and then see maybe see the result from there. Then maybe they can justify like investing in more episodes, like more normal course in the future. Who knows? Because like also like trading card game anime sounds like a dying thing as well, just in general, not just Battle Spirits, right? I don't think they have like a new anime for Picross. They never made a second season for. Well, they made a second season, but it's kind of like also a reimagining for a sex.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I think like Wicross has had its own problems. You know, it's like because like the thing is like they I don't know. It's like the Diva format for Wicross is like felt kind of forceful in a sense. Like I haven't really played Wicross that much, so I don't know like I don't know like how bad the meta was for them like to create like in a new format. But like basically, at least like from the little chats that I've seen, you know, the players feel like there wasn't a need to do that.
Yeah.
So so how do I say this? It's like I think like Woodcross is more of like the problem. They just didn't know which direction did the story want to go to, kind of thing. And then which then make kind of the Diva format a little bit lackluster, like the anime. I mean, so it's basically just like another tournament arc, kind of thing, 3-on-3 as well. And it's like which is like the whole point of like the Diva. format.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. But yeah, I think like we already talk over and over again about like why it's harder to fund animes these days. And I guess like yeah, to be fair, like I guess like you can say that trading card game is in a way the only genre where you can kind of like get the money back from the anime itself because it was meant to be a commercial. Like the metric is tied to the sales of the game itself. As opposed to like normal anime where usually if you wanted to sell, quote unquote, sell the anime, then you get the sales numbers from like how much of the videos, the distribution format of the video, which is Blu-ray or DVD, is sold in the market, right? In the first-hand market, I mean. So yeah, I guess with anime, with card games and toys, it is a little bit more visible. With the other ones, it's not as visible. That's why it's kind of hard to get like longer animes. Which is also kind of like now that we get more longer animes, although they are in a way are glorified commercial for light novels, but still better than nothing, I guess.
Yeah, but like light novels for what, card game?
No. I mean just anime in general. I'm not talking about.
Oh right. Yeah. I was lost for a second there. Okay.
Yeah, I mean guess like it is just like the card game analog that I made just now kind of works for light novel as well. Like if the light novel sales goes up, then the animates reaches the metric that is set by the committee basically. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Blah.
Yeah, I mean like when we reach that the level of business, like it is not as clear cut as this makes this much money and we spend this much money. Like sometimes the report can say that they don't make as much money, but like in the end, like in some convoluted ways, the company still profits from that project. But yeah, that is also why.
Yeah, but maybe like it's probably one of those cases. Maybe it's not enough for another season. You know, if you consider like the amount of people who has to work on it and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, of course.
Especially when like other animation studios they have like you know other anime to work on as well. Yeah. You know, they may think it's not worth doing another season.
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, I mean, at the very least, the only positive thing is the Battle Spirits anime is done quote unquote in house. So hopefully Bandai can secure enough time from the team to make the whole season. And to be fair, also like the one thing that we still don't know about standard is how the rotation is going to work. I think like personally speaking, I kind of expect that it's going to be kind of like a Magic Gathering. So like going to be like one set is going to have like at least 2 years. And then after the first year, they're going to expire one by one basically. But of course, that is just my personal speculation. And I think that is kind of like still a pretty healthy way to do it, because then you first lose the base set of the first cycle, and then but you do get the base set of the next cycle to kind of replace it in the meta, kind of thing.
What? I don't get it.
No, I mean like the rotation cycle is not decided yet, right? Like when a set is out of rotation is not clear yet. So like, which is why like you can kind of like see the anime being like too coarse, because also in general Battle Spirits cycle ends at booster number 4. So like then the 5th booster is going to be part of a new story usually. So like it's going to be awkward if like the anime started at the parallelly to the lore of the game itself, starts at the chapter 3 of the game, and then ends at the chapter 2 of the next story of the game. which is like if they do like a whole year, then that's going to be like what happened, right? So like, it's going to end. It's going to start at the 26 RBS 03, and then it's going to end at 27 RBS 02, right? Just story wise, it's going to be interesting to see how they tackle that. Which is also why like one way is like, I mean, like when we see from narrative purpose, it's also why we are kind of like, well, like it's weird that they started the anime in BS03 and not BS01, because like then the narrative can be like way apart from each other. But I also can see like why they kind of wanted to do that, because with standard they don't have as much cards in the set yet. So like if you start from 01, then you can't really rotate the enemy enough until you run out of cards from set 1 to kind of like put as the enemy of the week, right? So in which like you can also counter argue. The counter argument is also, then while you are waiting for the next standard set to come on, then you can put Aja Resetsu as the main character, and then like just throw all the eternal decks at him, and then we are going to be fine. It's going to be filler episodes for the people who wants to watch it for standard, but still you do have enough content to wait. But yeah, I guess that's all. But then, yeah, I mean, like if you kind of wanted to make it more standard heavy, then I guess that is kind of reasonable. Then by the time set 3 comes out, then you have like, for one color, you will have at least like 3 to 4 different decks that you can introduce in the anime. Like, yeah, and then you can have like, yeah, this guy is like the best red player in this region, and then he is playing like significantly different deck from the main character. Which in older Battle Spirits anime, they do that by making basically like a more basic version of like the main character deck from the previous season. Yeah, so like, yeah, for example, like, yeah, now this guy is going to play like Galaxian, but like very bare bones, no postcard kind of deck. But like, yeah, just to show that different places have different cultures, and that is why like the main character coming here, they both have like a culture shock on both ends, basically. Which is one part of the charm of like the Battle Spirits anime, I guess. And yeah, I guess that is something that you can do. You can achieve by starting the anime a little bit late, because then, well, I mean, like speculating from the name of the set itself, like who is probably going to play Winfang, but like then, as with how the anime characters build their deck, there's probably just going to bring like 6 copies of his postcard that is included in the anime starter deck, and then he can play against some other people who also play Winfang, but they're only going to play 3 Rances and 3 Akurai, for example. And then like the other guy is like, okay, so like, and then like that guy is like, okay, no, I am my ace card is Rances, but like now I have learned as your rival, I have learned better, and then he just replaced the Akurai with the other guy from the PS02, that guy with the, yeah, I always forget his name, that eagle guy.
The eagle, what?
The eagle man guy with sword, like the extra that destroys that negates the when destroyed the effect. Yeah, that guy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the eagle guy. Yeah. So we will see as the standard. Yeah, I guess like from August-ish, like we will start with the qualifiers for the standard as well. So we'll have to see how the Diva and the Aikatsu, which is like the 2 sets that we have to go through before we go to the next standard booster. Which surprisingly, it's going to be still kind of far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Bandai's literally stretching so thin now. It's only sharing like 1 card every day.
Yeah. Yeah, now that I remember again, actually no. So we get to the Diva booster at in September, and then in October we get PS03 and the anime. Finally, so the anime is near, guys. And then we'll get the BS77. Finally, more Eternal stuff, more stuff for us to play. Yeah. The only thing that I am that we don't know yet, and I am kind of like questioning is whether we will complete the 12 God King cycle or not, because they did not announce that they are going to continue with the campaign. Hello, and we need information.
Yeah, but like some of the contract in are matching kind of like the families though, like Saraswati with Imp. Like there's probably gonna be Mistral Beat going in there, and then like Shiva, you got Death Dragons, all of Warriors.
Yeah, all of Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only not matching one is just Vishnu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have to see how they bullshit their way into making armored, glorious ship into an armored dragon.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh no, he found a friend and then now it's an armored dragon. Bull fucking shit. But they already did that multiple times. Did you know that Yatika Erakesh is technically a giant beast, but it's an Ice Princess card because Yatika Erakesh brought an Ice Princess on its hand, so it's an Ice Princess card. I'll believe you, Bandai. Bandai. Oh god, I can't wait until they make a new greatest record and then they reprint Yatika and then they have an alternate art where it's basically just the Ice Princess asserting dominance on top of Yatika. Damn. But yeah, also because we do have a mysterious product to start 2027, so we'll have to see what the mystery product is.
Oh right, yeah. Wait, no, I thought it's a mystery collaboration. No.
No, we have a mystery product and mystery collaboration.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it can be anything. It can be another greatest record. It can be just a random premium collection.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like new. Maybe they will do like the saga thing and make a new card from for standard, but maybe just an upgraded version of like the postcards. Who knows? So it can be anything. It can also be Connected Battles installment number 3. But yeah, if it's another video game, I think they will announce it way earlier. I guess. Like early enough for you to get the console. The only sad part is if they do another installment of Connected Battlers, it's probably going to be on Switch 2, and I don't own a Switch 2. Yeah, it's going to be another long day of like collecting empty cans on the street. Maybe I have to donate plasma every other day, then I can afford it. Yeah, technically speaking, if I make 15 donations, because like one donation gets me like 25 euro. If I make 15 donations, then I can buy a Switch too. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's Google like how often can you donate plasma?
Bruh. Come on, Via, focus.
This is still related to Battle Spirits because like I need to switch to play Battle Spirits. Oh god, it's up to 2 times in a week. So yeah, I mean like if you want to donate plasma, do it for the right reasons. Don't do it for a Switch too, please. We do need more plasma donation in general. I think like just blood donation in general is going to always help. But yeah, try not to do it for to buy a new Switch too. So yeah,
Yeah.
before we get into all this talk about giving up our plot, literally our plot to buy a Switch 2. If you do have some extra cash and you like Battle Spirits Heroes and the Battle Spirits Double Drive, they do have a new premium set that you can get from Premium Bandai. To be fair, the Heroes one is going to be kind of nice because you do get 2 copies of Kizuna Field. Just if you wanted to play with the Contract Grandwalker decks, that's going to be really nice to have.
Mm-hmm.
So you do get 2 each of the cards. So for the hero set, you do get 2 Kizuna Field and 2 Kizuna Burst. You get a newly designed rubber playmat. You get the newly designed sleeves. And you get a storage box as well. For 5,500 yen, so it's around 30 bucks, I think. Yeah, I mean euro, I guess, like it's around 30 to 40 bucks, which is actually not, I guess, not too bad. Considering the Kizuna Field itself. If you take the double drive one, you do get the Kizuna Mist and Kizuna Retain. So I guess like depending on what you need, the price is the same. The other contents that you get is the same. But if you buy both, you get even more bonus. You get 2 copies each. Oh wait, no, you get only 1 copy each. Sorry. For each pair that you buy, you get a copy each of Delta Barrier LT with the Lord Dragon art, and also a Blizzard Wall LT with the 2 main character for Battle Spirits Double Drive, which is Exocet and Gale Phoenix. Yeah. I actually like the Blizzard Wall is kind of nice. Kind of want one, but I'm not that invested to get both sets. I guess like if I do have the extra cash, I will probably get the Heroes one, to be fair. Just because I don't have a Kizuna Field yet.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
The Blizzard Wall actually looks beautiful here. I mean, to be fair, I do like the design of like Horse and Phoenix.
Oh yeah. Is there any cultural significance on why those 2 are the main character though? Or it's just
Nope.
They just chose those 2 and it happens to work.
I think it's just random, really.
Yeah, they just don't want to get the dragon again. But excessive is kind of excessive in a way, but like it works. It's like base excessive is basically overray. Like design wise. Like it is cool, and it you can kind of see how it holds up until like pretty much the end. And excessive formula is basically just an excessive, but with even more armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, leaving the anime and back to the real world, which is the Diva booster. Yay! You know, as usual, last week we said that, where's the Diva, the blue Diva? And then, like, just after we stopped recording, I went to sleep, and then I was about to edit the feed, the podcast, and then I opened Twitter, and then, like, yep, that's the blue Diva. So, lore-wise, it is called the Blue Bed, and it is it's formed by their extra Tiamadura. So which Blue Beard is going to be mainly a team based on the 12 Chinese zodiac, so the 12 God Kings. But of course, she was like, yeah, I mean, like if I found someone else who are like promising, I'm going to recruit them as well, say Tia. Which is why we do get Sophil Guru Grepnir, which is one of the Master Rare from Standard Set 1. Yeah, I will not attempt to name the name because also it's an Eldritch Paying. I think it should not be named.
Oh no.
Yeah, but anyway, Sophia on her own is also very strong because if all of your blue bit all your spirits and nexus are blue bit, then she gets a plus 4,000 like just outright. So just by summoning her, she has like at least like 7k to 9k, which is just by virtue of like pure brute strength. She is already very great. And you do have a added bonus of you can returning one access to the bottom, and you can destroy one opposing cost 3 or lower spirit. It is not once per turn, but of course it is limited by the number of nexus that you have.
I mean, the fact that it's not once per turn is already really good, to be fair.
No, right. I mean, it's blue. You can just dig it out like one way or another. So yeah, it is barely. I mean, granted, like you will probably do that once on an emergency, but like the fact that you have that as an option is already scary enough. So like yeah, so now we have more things to fight against the fish. But yeah, I mean like yeah, I kind of like that the concept is like now this team is started, like the teams are started by the eternal divas, but like the standard diva is like, no, I'm not going to. I mean like I appreciate the invite, but I'm not going to lose to you. That's a nice mentality. I kind of like how the Blue Pit girls are actually like taking this new venture. Yeah, there's kind they sound like they are going to succeed in the industry. So yeah. Hopefully this big PP is going to bring her into success. Because of course the Nexus, the Blue Pit stage also is basically also a card that boosts the PP of your spirit. So during the flash timing of your attack step, you can exhaust this Nexus. You can you can choose your attacking Blue Pit spirit. During this time it gains PP plus 2000. So yeah, and then during your end step, for each 2 of your Blue Pit spirit, you can refresh 1 of your Blue Pit spirit. So like yeah, you with the God King Divas, you do get other strong contenders like Riolutida, Ryasuru Voron, and the double pivot Divas. So Exesida and Galvanic. You have Mochuchu as well. So yeah, you do have lots of divas that are centered around like summoning the other divas. So I guess that kind of works. Granted, if they do keep that dynamic, of course. So then, yeah, I guess the concept is that you do deploy as much Blue Pit as you can. And you can play a little bit more aggressively with it. Well, I guess even if you have just 2 with Spirit Aspect as Sophil, with Sophie, you can just attack with her, and then you can just refresh her at the end, and then just do it every turn. So like you are just chipping at their defense one at a time, but also you have a strong blocker that is like at least like 7k, which is not bad. Yeah. And if it gets too dangerous after you use it for the PP boost at the next, you can just sacrifice the Blue Pit stage to destroy a cost 3 or lower.
Yeah.
Nasty stuff. So, of course, after that we got the cover card, which is an interesting choice. I just realized that among the extras that they have introduced, we don't have Akurai, which is one of the cards that they first introduced when the Diva booster was introduced, basically. So like she is actually like the first Diva that we see from the booster. Didn't really click in my head that she is not included in the extra reveal, and she's actually a rare, an R card. And
yeah.
Pretty
surprised actually.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. I guess you can argue that you are kind of like looking at this kind of like just to kind of signifies that Akura is currently supposed to be like the face of standard for now. Because you do see Akurai from the half deck, you see Akurai from the entry deck. Like it's kind of like the face that you see the most when you when you interact with the standard medias. Although in their commercial they actually use Rens. So like the cover card for the red starter deck is Akurai, and then the green one is Squid, right? But like in the commercial, it's kind of like Rancis versus the whale. What's the whale's name again? Fuck. I used him a lot and then I forgot his name already.
Whale.
Yeah, the fish, the big fish, the big green fish. What was his name?
Oh, I can't remember either. Lamao.
Damn. Remembering the name is actually hard. Let's see, where is my green entry tag? Okay, here is my... Oh no, this is blue. No, I have to watch stuff I don't... Where is my green started entry tag? What the fuck? Okay, well, this is my blue stuff, this is my white stuff. This is my red, white, purple. It is supposed to be... Oh no, this... Okay, I found my green tag. Finally, damn. So, what I meant is... where is it? Dante Cleo. God damn it. Why is it so hard to remember his name? Although he was like... I feel like as I look at the metaphor standard, like I saw Dante Cleo's face more than my own parents at this point. So yeah. But anyway, that aside, the pedigree aside, Akuraya is actually also kind of cracked. Because while she's attacking, she gets plus 2000. Which is even crazier because she does have a true release. So even with just your soul core, she has a 7k beater. So at that point, it's already kind of nice. But also, if all of your spirits and nexus are red stella, when she attacks, you open the top 2 card of your deck, and then you can add 1 red stella spirit from among them to your hand. The rest goes to the bottom of your deck in any order.
Yeah, remember it's a 4-2.
Exactly.
I mean, granted, only add spirit cards was like, damn.
I know, right? I was like, damn. She's an R. I mean, she deserves the spot in as the booster's cover card, but like, damn, she's an R. Damn. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in Red Stella now. The chaining can actually be interesting because you do have the Jinros as well. So like when you attack with Akuraya, when you have a Jinros as well, then you can open the top card of your deck, and you can open more with Akuraya. So like you do get 2 draws in just 1 attack. Like even if you wanted to play conservatively, just attack like once every turn, like you do still get like 2 back, which is kind of nice. I mean, like, then your opponent does have a chance to destroy your Jinros or your Akuraya, but like, yeah, they are actually like really low cost. And you still have access to like the Red Soul Magic as well. You can still have your Flame Hurricane. You can still use Flame Summoning. Granted, you do have to gamble a little bit because if you wanted to play Jinros, then you do have like less Red Stella cards in your deck. But I guess, yeah, I guess you then. I mean, like we haven't seen like the rest of the deck itself, right? I guess like if you just see Atakuraya, I think like that's still like because you open 2, it is still kind of like a gamble that is worth it because like you even if you had like Red Stella Nexus or Magic, you still cannot add them anyway. So, like having a Magic that is not Red Stella is not that much of a detriment. So we'll have to see like what the other cards do. So like whether Jinros is a must-have in the deck or not. Because like Jinros kind of like, yeah. Then if Jinros is kind of like your backup throw engine, then the expectation is that at worst you're going to summon the Jinros, attack with her, and then you open the top card of your deck, and then hopefully it's a Red Stella card that you can add to your hand, right? Like then. Adding a flame summon and then like opening a flame summoning or a flame hurricane can be detrimental. But I guess like if you just if you can skip Jinros or your build doesn't bring Jinros, then I guess don't really you can kind of like bring the more generic cards like flame summoning and flame hurricane and get open Kaiho.
Yeah.
Yay. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, red Stella pick. And of course, paying off pick. We do have the Goddess of War, kind of fittingly because the next Eternal set, the PS77, is titled the God of War Descends. Like the Goddess of War actually descends first into the battlefield, and because like if you read the lore, like Morrigan always want to fight with everyone. I think when she met Yamato Takeru, like she wants to fight him as well.
Yeah.
Yep. So like that's why like it's kind of fitting that now she was like she is the one who actually like make the team. So the team is called the Yellow Rice. So she made the team herself, but like she was like, might as well do it myself. I'm going to grace you with my singing. Be ready. Yes, that is not a question. That is not a request. That is an order. That is pretty. And then I guess like what they kept from Morrigan is that Morrigan's contracts field allows you to increase the fix the symbol of your Prism Wing spirits. You retain any Prism Wing card. So like at least she did keep her symbol increase, I guess, to some extent, because if you want to summon a cost 7 or higher Yellow Rice, this spirit gains 1 yellow symbol. So this is a trick. Well, I mean like the symbol effect is only during the summoning itself. So as just to be clear, so like you don't gain the symbol like every time you summon it, and then you can just. It doesn't mean that you can attack with 3 symbol Morrigan afterwards. It just means that when you summon, she is counted as having like 2 symbols instead of 1, and then when the summoning is done, she is back to 1 symbol. So
yeah,
yep. But the part where she is like where we think that she is like really strong, and I think like and to the point that I guess like you can just put her as a starter in any yellow deck. Well. For most yellow decks, I guess. Well, maybe not all, but like most yellow decks. It's because she has a true release, which gives her a level 2 when block effect. Choose 1 opposing attacking spirit. During this battle, it gets PP minus 2000. After that, if it is a BP 0 spirit, destroy it. Of course, you don't expect to destroy something from this, but that means she is practically a 7k blocker. Unless your opponent has camouflage.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, again.
I was joking. It's like, why is like Morrigan, the Battle of the God, has 1 block so bad?
Mm-mm.
And then my friend said, well, maybe it's like more like she's baiting the other to attack her.
I know, right? That's so like her. Yeah, that checks out. Damn. I am really looking forward to this. I am really invested in Yellow Rice now. I said I'm interested in Red Stella just now. No. All in the stock for Yellow Rice. And I just realized she has a Master Rare. So, but I definitely want multiple copies of Morrigan. Because like we never know when she also has a yellow extra symbol, by the way. So he basically fulfills the role of your cost 3 vanilla to some extent. Of course, like the trade-off is when she is attacking, she's only 5k. But like most of the time you do your cost 3 vanilla wouldn't attack unless you are really safe anyway, so you're going to leave them as a blocker most of the time. At worst, she's going to be the lightning rod. So yeah, very nice. And if you have an extra core, you just put it on her. You block minus 2000 to the attacker, and then you just use the soul core to play Triple Thunder. So she's practically a 13k VP spirit in yellow that is cost 3. Damn. She's
yeah, I mean, I guess you see it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess like the part where it's kind of crazy is just because she has a true release, because like I think like even if you don't have that effect, so like if your opponent has a camouflage, like most of the time, like if you end your first turn with the vanilla, they can't reach level 2 usually. Well, I guess they will definitely like release the newer vanilla that is like has 2 cost on as their level 2 cost. So like if you start second, then you don't want to attack yet, then you can just summon them at level 2 and end your turn, and they will have like maybe 6k BP. So she can do that on 1 core, at least 5k, at most 7k, and then if you have triple thunder, that is up to 13k. Yeah, now I can see why she's it's the effect is when blocking only, because if it's when attacking, then it's just stupid. Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to Morrigan. Going to get lots of copies. If she has a secret, I'm going to get that too. But of course, because she has a Celtica Grandwalker Nexus, of course now my expectation is that next Diva set, when we get white, we have to get Bricket, or we'll try it. I mean, mainly me that is going to riot, but I'm going to drag Ayumu into this.
Bruh.
We're going to build a raft, and then we're going to take the raft all the way to Japan. So, of course, we're back in the blue. Now this is now this. I don't know why it's kind of hard to focus, because she has body dog, which of course, like as her name implies, and as the reflection on her back implies, she is a Diva that is inspired by the 12 God King, Greed Dog. Which, if I read that in English, it doesn't feel weird. But I've been trying to be a little bit more active in the Indonesian community as well. So I'm trying to post about her, and then I wrote the Indonesian for dog, which unfortunately is like in English, if you want to use a dog to use as an expletive, it's going to be, you're going to use the harsher way to call a dog. In Indonesian, you just use the base word for a dog. So yeah, writing a summary for her is kind of awkward. I kind of have to specify that, yeah, this is the Chinese zodiac for dog, and not the other dog. Yeah. But then, of course, because she is based on Greed Dog, she was made into a very ambitious character. So she does say that she's going to work even harder because she wants to be the best at both singing and dancing. And yeah, that's a good getter attitude that we expect for the people who wants to survive in this industry. Of course, she do get an effect that boosts 3 of your blue beat spirit if you have 4 or more. So I guess then, yeah, we can kind of see that they kind of wanted you to deploy as much blue beat spirits into your field as possible. Mm-hmm. And you do get a grid shot, which is a blue soul magic. So, if all of your spirit annexes are blue beat, destroy 1 opposing spirit that is cost 3 or lower. And then if your life has been reduced during this turn, instead you destroy 3 instead. So as usual, what does that mean? Fuckfish and dead buffers. Yeah, I guess at this point, because you do already get your higher destruction from stem lance, yeah, you just have to go white. But yeah, do you think the blue beat can survive this bloodbath?
I mean, it does look more like a control type, which might work.
Nice. So that's probably going to be your thing.
If I would play them, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Maridoc is cute.
Because like
You can already imagine her personality.
Yeah. I mean, like you can already read that from her. Yeah, her. Thankfully, like how the standard. Well, I guess like it's just the Diva. Favorite text work in general. Like they basically just flat out like told us how she's what her how her person what her personality trait is. Although for Sophie it's a little bit more fake, but like with Gridok it's kind of with Mari it's a little bit more direct. And yeah, I like her attitude.
She's cute. I want to keep her hat pats.
Yep. Definitely. So yeah, and then we are in our final diva for the day. Yay! So we get another returnee from Eternal, which is
another hatable character.
Exactly. Which is finally I said to my friend who exclusively play dance deck. You can finally play collection again in standard, yeah. Because she is a part of the COC 12, which is the team that is based on the collection spirit, or if you are more familiar with the normie term, which is the what was it again? Is the astrology, the zodiacs. Yes, the zodiac with the zodiac. So she is a diva that is that's based on the Aries collection. So Sevi Aries. So of course she belongs to Green Wave, but she also belongs to her original team, which is COC 12, which she already has a protection effect on herself, which in which at all levels her effect cannot be moved by the opposing effects. So this is a big middle finger to Purple, so that they cannot interact with her course at all. But of course, her other interesting effect is at level 2, which you can also activate with her true release at the start of the opposing attack step. If all of your spirits and nexuses are Green Wave, choose one opposing cost 3 or lower spirit, exhaust it. So of course she has a 6 cost, so this is kind of a hard sell in a way, but I guess if you start first and your starter survives, and your starter is something that Corpus, then I guess you can kind of like force to summon her on your second turn. Yeah, because you have if your Corpus 1, then you have 5 cores on your turn 1. You have 6 cores on your turn 2. So like you can just spend everything to summon her and then put the soul core on her.
I guess so. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So I guess that's kind of the play that they kind of wanted to, you can do with her. But yeah, more control stuff. Don't you like this? Aren't you entertained?
Control.
Oh no. Ayumu is being the controlling type. Are you a controlling type?
Yeah.
Oh no. Ayumu exposed. I'm just kidding. But yeah. Well, we will see if this is how they start with the areas. We will have to see when they get to Libra, which is the actual leader for COC 12 in the Diva. How are they going to make her not commit war crime? Yeah, that's like in the Diva format, like they have to ban some cards, otherwise the library is actually disgusting. Yeah, and then we can expect that you can actually play again. You can play collection in standard as an extension. So yeah. I wonder what they will summon with the Tokas, who are Tokas spirits are going to summon in PS03. I wonder if they have anything to do with stores. Yeah. But yeah, now we do have like more we do see more of the spirits that are coming back. I mean, we all know who I wanted to come as well. We know who Ayumu wants to come as well. But yeah, who do you want? If you have any existing diva that you like, who do you want to be available for standard as well? Yeah, of course we know that. At this point, you don't. I'm going to ask for a lot for Ravi Darling and Seiki Morimoto. They're in the set, right? Right? Yeah. Hopefully they are going to be there. If not, more reason to riot. On top of the Bricket not being in the set. So yeah. That is if you have any diva that you want to appear, just let us know in the comments below. Or as usual, if you have other comments, questions, or requests, do feel free to send it to us to our email at therefreshsteppodcast@gmail.com. Or if you're listening to this on YouTube or Spotify, do feel free to comment on the episode as well. So yeah, Ayumu. The gacha, as you have projected, is being very erratic these days. Like yesterday, we got a full sunny day, and I was like, I guess it's going to be like this again tomorrow. So I'll just do my laundry tomorrow, and then suddenly there's a storm. I was like, damn, that's very not nice. And then I can see the prediction for next Wednesday. It's going to be very warm again. It's going to be at least 21 degrees and at most 34 degrees. So not as bad as the peak of summer, but again, it's relatively speaking, since we have been experiencing sub 20 weather recently, it's going to be 14 degree more warmer than our usual average, so it's still going to hurt. But I guess I can finally do my laundry. There's always a silver lining, isn't it?
Laundry is always good.
Exactly. I mean, like, the only good thing about summer is that if you do laundry, then it will be dry in like 3 to 4 hours. Like I kind of wanted a refund every time it rains, because now, I can't even do my laundry and I'm dying. So like, what's the point? What's the point of me suffering if I cannot even do my laundry? I mean, like, you can do that like normally, but like, you have to wait a little bit longer if I try it in my basement. So yeah, while I try to ask refund from God, I guess that has been everything that we can share for this week. We hope that you guys have a nice week going forward, and we'll see you all in the next thing. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah. So where's the hotline for God again?